This initial reaction was not what I was expecting, but it taught me a valuable lesson about connection. A little backstory. When I first started podcasting, I had interviewed a series of authors, and a few of these authors I had kept in touch. I had a personal relationship with some of these people long after our initial conversation. However, there were a few authors that just kind of slipped from my radar, which happens in podcasting. You're not going to automatically be best friends with every person you interview. But I happened to cross paths with one of these authors that I had not really kept up with after our initial conversation, and they didn't remember who I was. Now, that reaction was not what I was expecting. And if I'm being honest, in that moment, it stung. Like, I took it so personally. I mean, I had an hour-long conversation with this person. How could they forget about me? But then, right as I was feeling heated in that moment, they suddenly remembered who I was and even recalled our conversation, in which they quickly apologized. But in that moment, I was so frustrated. And even though I didn't even have to reintroduce myself, like they remembered who I was, I couldn't see past that. However, as time has since passed, I can see it from a completely different perspective. It wasn't that I didn't matter. It wasn't that our conversation wasn't meaningful. It's just that life is busy. People have different priorities. People move on to new projects and opportunities. What I have learned in this industry is that A, it's not about me. B, that if you want to build long-lasting relationships, you have to nurture those connections. It takes more than one interaction. Like, you actively have to follow up with that person. Admittedly, I used to take things like this so personally, like it was a personal attack on my character. But now I am able to view that experience from a completely different perspective.